Yeah, I think, like he said, he has the momentum, and yeah, he faced some good guys, and he won. He took them out, but like I said, I'm a whole different animal. So let's.
Listen, it's a fighter, you know. I feel on serious for this fight. I prepare the 100% discipline, control. But 24, 23 in May, we look great fight. Listen, hi everyone. I'm very glad to be here. I'm very happy back in UK. You know, I missed a little bit. 6 months, yeah, last time. Thank you so much. Thank you, organization who do this. Thank you, Rico. Thank you, Rico team. For me, it's a challenge. A lot of people say, "Why you choose not boxer?" It's a great guy. It's a dangerous guy. You want, you know, please, one time I wanna do what I want, not what need, because a lot of time I do what need another people, and you must, you have to boxing like this. You must boxing like this. I say, okay. Now I do what I need. Thank you.
If this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Oleksandr Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Oleksandr Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone was saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle, obviously?
He'd be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
And I definitely feel like I could give them a good challenge because I've trained with both of them. I know them inside out. So, but for now, the focus is on this week.
John Fury just lost his mind at the press conference, and this isn't about Rico Verhoeven anymore. This is about keeping Tyson's name alive for that Usyk rematch. The man is playing chess while everyone thinks it's just drama.
I'm always like very calculated, but yeah, when I connect, I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So yeah, of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing, but now we get the opportunity to use the hands more. So Peter is like, oh, he's like crazy.
Listen to how calm Usyk sounds right here. No pressure, no drama, just business as usual. Meanwhile, the entire combat sports world is losing their minds over this crossover fight. That's the difference between a champion and everyone else.
Fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of like big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his punching power and because Fury was 550 pounds in that fight. Accurate, not even exaggerating. We got a masterpiece in terms of what Francis did to the current heavyweight champion of the world. Now, this is a little different because Oleksandr Usyk is a massively different operator than Tyson Fury. He is a far better technical boxer than anyone at heavyweight, and he isn't really susceptible to one-punch KO power the same way Fury is when he comes in out of shape and blubbery. Now, Is there the off chance that Rico catches Oleksandr Usyk? Yeah, sure. I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big...
Tony Bellew just dropped the reality check nobody wants to hear. Rico might be a kickboxing king, but boxing rules change everything. Usyk's going to figure him out round by round. And if Rico somehow wins, we're talking biggest upset in boxing history.
Space, and I can see how the monetization vehicle of this works, but Usyk wouldn't be doing this unless there's a reason for it. There must be a motivation behind it. It must be some form of derivative as to what's happened between the various disciplines crossing over with Ngannou.
Here's what's wild about Usyk's mindset. He's treating the undisputed kickboxing champion like just another Tuesday night opponent. Total focus, intense preparation, but zero fear. That's either supreme confidence or he knows something we don't.
It's not pressure for me. Listen, it's just a fight. It's a boxing fight. It's a normal. I prepare for this fight. Everything okay.
Bellew keeps hammering this point, and he's absolutely right. Usyk just beat Tyson Fury twice. He demolished Daniel Dubois. This isn't some faded champion looking for easy money. This is peak Usyk against a guy with one professional boxing fight.
Dan, he's kind of earned the right to do what you want, but I at least expected it to be some sort of active boxer, someone of some... Not to say I don't actually know much about Van Hooven in terms of a kickboxer, of what his quality level is, but what I'm saying is I expected it to be someone of a decent caliber of a professional boxer. But if it's not, then fine. Look, do your thing, do you, and hopefully he returns to actual professional boxing against some of the top elite.
Simon Jordan sees right through this whole thing. Follow the money, guys. This isn't about sport, it's about global spectacle. But here's the kicker: crossover fights are the future, whether purists like it or not. The business side is driving everything.
Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk. It will be the greatest victory in boxing history. Yes, it's a second professional fight on paper, but this is a guy whose second professional fight is against the undisputed, unified former cruiserweight champion of the world, the current undisputed unified heavyweight champion of the world. He's undefeated. Nobody has been able to touch this guy. It's peak Oleksandr Usyk. He's just defeated a man who's 20 stone and 6'9", Tyson Fury, twice. He's just defeated a record machine in Daniel Dubois, who was on the run of his life. This isn't a guy who's washed up having a comeback fight against somebody. This is a guy in his peak and in his prime. Put that into perspective. If Rico Verhoeven is to do this, it's off the Richter scale. This is bigger than Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. That's how big this is. This would be the greatest shock in boxing history.
Watch Usyk's body language again. No pressure, no stress, just another day at the office. That's what elite champions do. They make the impossible look routine. But Rico's about to test that calm in ways nobody has before.
Oleksandr Usyk is the Rico Verhoeven in boxing.
Yeah.
So like he's been dominating for so long and in such phenomenal fashion. So I was like, wow, if we could do this.
Peter Fury confirms both fighters actually wanted this fight. Nobody forced anyone into anything. Two dominant champions who genuinely believe they can beat each other. That's what makes this absolutely fascinating from a pure competition standpoint.
This is a joke. This is nothing but a gimmick fight, and it's even more shameless considering the fact, one, it's on pay-per-view, and two, it's for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does Rico Verhoeven, with his one win over a decade ago against the guy who was 0-5, deserve a world title shot? Answers on a postcard. Can you play the recorder? No. That's the answer. This is shocking. Shocking stuff from Oleksandr Usyk. This is Oleksandr Usyk picking money over leg.
The numbers don't lie. Usyk is operating at the very peak of heavyweight boxing right now. Active, dominant, unbeaten where it matters. Rico stepping into this environment for fight number 2. The gap in elite boxing experience is almost impossible to overcome.
Oleksandr Usyk steps in and will take on one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. I'm actually quite a big kickboxing fan, so I know quite a lot about him. I've watched a few of his fights over the years. They used to call him the Prince of Kickboxing, and then he elevated to the King of Kickboxing. I mean, he's a very, very, very good kickboxer who's got decent hands. I can't lie to you.
Rico just showed massive respect by comparing Usyk to himself in kickboxing. Two kings in their own sports. But here's what nobody's saying: respect doesn't win fights. And Rico knows this is either legacy-defining or career-ending.
For a long time, and not really done much in boxing at all, to definitely to warrant a shot at Oleksandr Usyk when there's a queue so big. And
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. The people who are sitting waiting for their shot in line are going to be fuming over this. Some would say, to counter their argument, Usyk's probably earned the right to have an easier one after one.
Liam Goff is saying what half the boxing world thinks. This is a gimmick that's keeping real contenders waiting. But controversy sells fights, and Usyk's name at heavyweight makes everything automatically massive. The division revolves around him now. They're calling Rico one of the greatest kickboxers ever, prince to king of his sport. But elite kickboxing and elite boxing, two completely different worlds. The question is whether greatness translates across combat sports at the highest level. Fabio Wardley expected Usyk to fight a real boxer next. Instead, he gets a crossover experiment that nobody saw coming. After this fight, the pressure will be massive for Usyk to return to traditional heavyweight contenders. So here's the reality. Usyk stands as the most complete heavyweight champion we've seen in years, with the ring IQ to solve any puzzle in front of him. Rico brings decades of kickboxing dominance and genuine knockout power that's ended careers. If Usyk wins, his legacy gets even stronger. But if Rico pulls off the impossible upset, it changes combat sports forever and proves crossover champions can compete at the absolute elite level. The mental contrast is everything. Usyk's calm calculation versus Rico's hungry ambition to test himself against boxing royalty. Who do you think wins this clash of champions? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash that like button if this breakdown helped you understand what's really at stake. And subscribe because the combat sports world is about to get turned completely upside down.